Hi everyone, I am Beth and we're here at West London English School. Today we are going to be looking at articles. So let's have a look at these three sentences. So we've got the first one, I saw a dog this morning. The second one, the dog was cute. And the third one, dogs are better than cats, in my opinion. Let's have a look at all these sentences individually. And we're going to really have a look at the articles. That means a in a dog, the in the dog, and then finally the plurals, dogs and cats. So here we can see lots of different dogs. If I say to you, I saw a dog this morning, it's the first time that you're hearing about the dog. It's a dog. It could be any dog. It could be any of these dogs. You don't know which dog I'm talking about. I'm just telling you for the first time, I saw a dog this morning. Now, you know which dog I am now talking about if I say the dog was cute. This time it's specific. I'm talking about this dog that you can see here on your screen, who is very cute. So now that we've already mentioned this dog, you know that we are talking about this dog, and that's why we use the. And then finally, we can see here, dogs are better than cats. Now, in some languages, we would maybe say the dogs are better than the cats, if you translate it. In English, we don't do this. If you are speaking in general, we use plurals. Dogs are better than cats. For example, if I say, I like coffee, I don't say the coffee. It's not specific coffee. It means like all the coffee in the world. Just in general, I like coffee. Now, let's look at this in more detail. So, a and an is used with singular countable nouns. For example, the word hand. We can say a hand, one hand, two hands, three hands. Okay, I can't do three hands, but you know what I mean. Countable means that we can literally count it. I could say one finger, two fingers, three fingers, four fingers. So this fingers is a singular countable noun. So, like we said before, with I saw a dog this morning, this is the first time that we mention something. If you have a look at number 2 on here, to say what something is, this is a chair. This is a chair. This is a hand. These are fingers. If I'm talking about a singular noun, this is a finger. Yeah? We also use a and an for people's jobs. Now, this is again something to watch out for, because in your language you might not do this. Now, in English, we always use a or an. I am a teacher. Lara is an astronaut. Cool job. Nice. My friend Jem is a physiotherapist. Okay, and then we also use a and an to show frequency. So like we can see here, once a week, once a month, might say twice a week, twice a month, 3 times a year, once a year, but we use a. Now, you might think that we use per. Now, per is not actually used very often by English people. We tend to use a, like once a week rather than once per week. It doesn't matter if you say per, but it's better, sounds more natural to use a. Okay, and then finally, we've got in expressions with what. I say, what a yellow classroom we're in. It is a yellow classroom. Maybe, yeah, like we've got here, what a lovely day. What a beautiful dress. So as long as that final noun, day and dress, is countable, we use a or an. Now, what's the difference between a and an? Well, a is used if the next word begins with a consonant. For example, a banana, a carrot. An is used if the next word begins with a vowel. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So for example, we'd say an apple, an egg. an orange. Okay, let's have a look at the. So we use the if we talk about something that we have already mentioned. And we've got the example here, the dog was cute. Do you remember the dog that I told you about? I saw a dog this morning. The dog was cute. So I'm using the. If you look at number 2, when it's obvious what we are talking about. Now, if I say, if I'm in the UK and I talk about the Queen, everybody thinks of the British Queen, the UK Queen. So the Queen lives in London. It's obvious. Number 3, if there's only one of something, so the moon, there's only one moon that we would normally think about, the earth, the sun. You know, if we're going to be talking about the sun, we're only going to be talking about our sun, the sun that we see every day. Every day. I mean, we're in London, but you know what I mean. Number 4, with places in town. So yeah, the cinema and the theatre, the library, they are all with the. And then 5 with superlatives. So you might say that the tallest building in London is the Shard, or the most expensive ring is a diamond ring. So the biggest, the tallest, the best, the most amazing, the most expensive. Okay. And then the 0 article. So the 0 article means no article. No the, no a, no and, just nothing. So like we had before with dogs and cats, for general stuff, we don't use anything. We just put it in the plural. So here, dogs are better than cats, and I love chocolate. I do, it's true. For number 2, before meals. So again, be careful. In your language, you might use the, or you might use a or an for this. In English, we don't use anything. So I say, I'm eating breakfast. I'm going for lunch. I'm having sausages for dinner. And then also for days and months. So today is Friday, actually. I know it says here today is Tuesday, but today is Friday. I can use it for my birthday is in February. Then with a lot of nouns, we don't use an article. There's some examples here: school, church, home, work. I would say, I went to school when I was a child. I go to church every Sunday. I'm going home soon. Yeah, so we don't use anything with these. And then also with next and last, we don't use anything. I went on holiday last week. I'm going out for dinner next week. Hopefully next year will be amazing. Okay? So we've got some exercises. You can pause the video now and have a go at them, and then we will go over the answers. Okay, so let's go through the answers. So the first one, she lives in Asia now. Why is there no article here? It's because with continents, Asia, North America, South America, Europe, we don't use an article. The second one is the. Remember places in the city, the theatre, the cinema, we use the. Number 3, we use the because it is a specific place, the British Museum. Number 4, we don't use anything because this is general. Remember, the cats are better than dogs, or dogs are better than cats. So here, it's happiness in general is more important than money in general. It's not specific money or specific happiness. What a beautiful place, because a is used in expressions with what. Number 6, a doctor, because for jobs in English, we use the article a or an. Number 7, the date has changed. This is because it's a specific word, a specific date. It's on Tuesday now. No article before days of the week. Number 8, I prefer sweet food to savory. This is because it's a general sentence. It means like general sweet food and general savory food. Savory means salty. Number 9, the. We're using the because it is a superlative. Smallest is a superlative. And then finally, in number 10, we use the train because it's obvious what we're talking about. If my friend is staying with me in London and then she leaves the next day, if I say to her, what time does the train leave? She knows which train I mean. It's the train for her to go. It's obvious, so we use that. Okay, got some more exercises for you here. Have a go at this, write down your answers, and then we will check them. You can pause the video now. Okay, here are the answers. Let's go through it. So, I can't wait to visit Madrid. Why is there no article? Because it's a city. With cities, we don't use an article. I live in London. Not the London, not a London. I live in London. The second one, are you staying in a hotel? This is because hotel is a countable noun and singular here. So 1 hotel, 2 hotels, 3 hotels, countable. The next one, we went to university together. Now remember we said there are some nouns that don't have an article. One of those was school. University, college, they come in the same bracket. I don't say the school, the university, the college. We don't use anything. Conversation 2. Sally replies with next week. This is because we don't use an article before next or last. The next one, to live by the river. Now in this case, we're using the river because it's obvious which river I'm talking about. Jane knows that I'm moving house and she probably knows where I'm going to move to. So then Sally is saying by the river. It's an obvious river next to the house or near the new house. And then Jane says it'll be so different to the city. It's the city because it's obvious which city we are talking about. Because Jane and Sally are obviously friends, they know each other. So they know which city they live in. Conversation 3, the answer is the gym. This is because it's a place in a town. We had the theatre, the cinema, the library, the gym. They all use that. And then we've got 3 times a week. So when we're talking about how often we do something, we use a. In conversation 4, we've got, do you know where the nearest cafe is? That's because nearest is a superlative, so we say the nearest. Maria replies with, just down the road. Now, if Maria and Lee are talking together in the street, then they know which road they're talking about. So I would say, oh, I'm hungry. Do you know where the nearest cafe is? I think there's one just down the road. It means the road that we are currently on. So it's obvious. And she says next to the cinema. Now, first of all, it might be obvious which cinema it is because they're on the road outside. And also the cinema is a place in the town which always uses the. The next one, Lee says, I really fancy a coffee. Coffee to drink, be careful. So this is a coffee. The place is a cafe. So I fancy a coffee. It's a singular countable noun. And cake. Cake is generally uncountable in English, so that's why there's no article. And then Maria says, I might get lunch there. We don't put an article before lunch because it is a meal. we don't use articles before meals in English. So she could change this word. I might get breakfast there. I might get dinner there. Okay, Carl says, where did you go to school? Remember, school is similar to university and college. We don't use the in English with it. And Rishta replies with, in a small town. Town is a countable noun, so we use a. And then finally, Rishta says, what an amazing experience for you. And she's using an because it's an expression with what. So there you go. That is a lot of stuff that we have covered. Go back through this video, pause it where you can, make some notes, have a little bit more of a practice with this, and just be a little bit careful with when you're using articles in the future. Okay, so thank you for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned something. Subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with your friends. Come to West London English School and we will teach you more and give you even more practice. All right, thank you.